Another $1,300 made in just 2 days of trading, keeping things simple and maximizing on the clean moves at VWAP. Now, this first one we're going to look at here, that's pure momentum. Something you don't often see me trade, but it is a valid idea that we see people take on stream all the time. Of course, sellers are in control. You could close your eyes at any moment and sell it, and it would be paying so far today. So we had the discussion on stream of should we try to buy it? Not seriously trying to buy it, but you just don't want to sell it this low. There's no structure of a pullback that something in us just wants to buy it, try to call the bottom. That's a lot tougher to do. That we're better off just selling it. So I put in a short and scalp the momentum for a break of another new low of day. Now, if you notice, that becomes the low. Just so happens to be. Did I know it was going to stop there? No. So fortunately, I like to say I made money on this because it could have easily turned back around when I wanted to get in 5 minutes earlier. But fortunately, I made one more leg lower and I made money. That's why this is just such a tough trade. Although the direction is super clear, the tight stop loss, the momentum play, they're just not my cup of tea because you could just run into so many ones that you jump in too late that we get the pullback that we wanted later on. So one thing I should preface, this was on a 50K Ignite account with Top One Futures. So if you need an account with them, Code Evan's always running the best deal. But it was a new account I got with a crazy sale. I think it was like $100. So first trade on it, let's play the momentum on this. Now my instant funded accounts, also 50Ks, which are up in profit, about $1,500, halfway to payout. Yeah, I'm going to wait for a pullback for that account, right? So notice the difference there. The only reason I took the momentum one, which you, like I said, rarely see me take, is because it was on a playful account, if you want to say. So then when we get back to VWAP, now I want to see my retest hold. Sellers have been in control all day today, underneath the New York, the previous days. I mean, you see it. Sellers are in control. And I don't want to be chasing breakouts, right? I want to trade back down towards previous structure. And that's a pretty good distance today because of that pullback. They're just getting it at this New York VWAP, stop loss above, scalping it to the low of day VWAP. Now, if it breaks the low of day VWAP, great. Sellers are in and we're going to continue back lower. I get out. It holds another lower high. Sellers take back the lower day VWAP again. I scalp it for another small piece of the move. Now, it does move lower from here, but something really interesting that I mentioned on stream. Let's go to the chart here, and you'll see this is on Thursday, just a big drop, no VWAPs, no nothing. This is the big drop down that we had on Thursday. When it exhausts itself that quickly, that early on in the day, I mean, the low of the day was literally set at 10:30. So the first hour of the day became the low. That I don't really want to expect or need a breakout later on in the afternoon, right? They could, of course, happen. That'd be a strong trending day. But many times I just find when we use all that gas and momentum right out of the gate, it often doesn't sustain into the afternoon as maybe a slow and grinding trend would. It could probably keep on painting new lows, right? So just keep that in mind that I knew I didn't really want to chase a new low of day or expect one or need one. So that's why I really wanted the high prices close to VWAP. Similar to on Monday, if we just go back of this same week, this is on Thursday. Let's go back to Monday of this same week, and you'll see strong exhausted move at the open. This is on NQ. We can go to ES, it's all the same. If you go to Monday on NQ, same idea where it just rips down lower at the open, and then what? Sits sideways. No new low was made. So that's why you want to get really scalpy. I know there's no VWAPs on here, but catching these lower highs and just trading it for a small little piece of the move, right? So I think that was what we did well on Thursday on stream. Playing the momentum, yes, it was fun, it worked out, whatever. These are the setups that we need to be in because it's off of VWAP, structures there. You get a good stop loss and a good management, scalping some money out of it to the downside. Now, a reminder, all of this is taken on stream on ASFX TV. You can get your first month for free. Just click the link down below or head here and put in code FIRST. You'll also get access to my Futures 2.0 strategy, so check that out while you're there. And then we come back in on Friday, trading with the same setup that I just teach in Futures 2.0 here on NQ. Now, lots of great discussions on this one on stream again. You can see this one was taken at 10 a.m., so only 30 minutes into the day. Normally around that sweet spot, 30 to 45 minutes into the session. The opening range is set. VWAP is now moving in a certain direction. Okay, great. Now, when you go through Futures 2.0, you'll see that I don't want to chase this first break of open range high. And this is on NQ. I know ES looked a little bit different. But here's the first break of open range high. It also actually pins this black overnight daily VWAP. So it could definitely be resistance because it had been bearish overnight. So keep in mind that the overnight was bearish. But we get a new high of day, regular hours, outside the open range high. Pull back to New York VWAP, sellers couldn't take it. Now, sellers, if they did take it, I could definitely believe there would want to be a lower low because, like I said, sellers have been in control overnight. But seeing buyers defend it for 4 or 5 minutes getting me comfortable saying, let's see if buyers can hold this control, and we go get that second break. And look how quickly I'm scalping it, just right back to that very same VWAP, because buyers are defending it. If this makes a new high, I probably want to be in that. Now, this is on the extended trading hours, right? I have the same markup on the regular. Oh, I got to be in that 10 times out of 10. So it's not that just ignore the overnight VWAP. There are certain days where you maybe don't put as much weight on it. I still don't have an exact answer for you on when to and when not to, right? You got to probably want to use it consistently. Sometimes it'll miss out on a win. Sometimes it'll save you from a loser, right? So it can't be 100% that I do respect that view up. That's why I got out at it, but it does go higher. And you look at it here on the regular trading hours, it looks like strong, clean trend. But just notice how down here on the dashboard, things are pretty mixed. ES is still down and Q is looking mixed but bullish. YM is down. Not the most favorable of trades. We're on Monday this very week. I made a YouTube video on that day as well. Monday was full trend continuation, retesting all three VWAPs. I mean, what's this one? Shorts on the day that I said doesn't make a new low. You can see how scalpy we get with it. So maybe it was Tuesday. But regardless, just making money to the downside, you can make money to the upside when it's just following structure on this 1 minute. So I think it was just definitely a good lesson day on should we respect the overnight VWAP? Well, if you look at this zoomed out, we were saying that shorts could be just tricky because it's still in the trend, but it's above VWAPs now. Higher highs and higher lows from the open. This is on ES again. Looks the same as NQ. But since the open, if we put on our New York VWAP, higher highs, higher lows. Above the overnight VWAP now. But they're kind of short-lived. They're kind of grindy. The buyers aren't just ripping as higher. But it's also a tough short to short it above these VWAPs. So you're kind of just doing nothing. But when you zoom on out to the pre-market and just overnight, look how we took out of yesterday's low. There's a pretty great chance on a day where we take out the previous day's low, we want to close that day bearish. So sellers are kind of in control. But this 1 minute's giving me bullish structure. Is that going to be the easiest of days? Probably not. But that's fine. That's why you got to get real scalpy with it. Get your money and get out. Look for another reentry. Then you look at the pre-market highs here. It's still making lower highs. So the longs could work out. But we know a lower high could be formed anywhere, right? It could have been a little bit higher and then back down, and it would still be a lower high from back here, right? Hopefully all these drawings aren't confusing that. Yes, we're moving higher here, but it could just be forming a lower high anywhere within here. So I don't want to get too tied to the longs and hold them for too long because it's not actually the overall trend. But inversely, you come back down to the downside, shorts aren't really running either. We see we're going nowhere. We're just pinched between the New York VWAP and the overnight. Then we get a little bit below it, a little bit above it, really just going nowhere, sideways. VWAPs are flat. So the money was made in the early going, and then trend doesn't really continue to the downside, but it doesn't really reverse to the upside, right? Pretty ugly Friday, no doubt about that. But there's definitely money to be made on the early longs or the early shorts. The one thing I don't want to take is this break below New York VWAP because opening range isn't even set yet. Wait 15 minutes, get these horizontal levels, wait for a first break of it. The first break comes to the upside, giving you good information. Or if you're just excited about these first 2 minutes of drop during the first 15 minutes of the open, you're going to get smoked. An unnecessary loss, putting you behind the 8 ball before we're even really into the session on a Friday. Just unnecessary. So make sure you mark up all your ideas, all your trades this week. Hope you guys found value in today's and Thursdays and Fridays setups. Really scalpy, always trading on the right side of the New York VWAP. That's the end all be all. If you're going to follow one rule, don't fight the New York VWAP. In this case, the blue one, right? Today we fought the black one, the overnight. That's a little bit more acceptable sometimes than fighting the New York, all right? I appreciate you guys. Hope you guys would tune into stream. Like I said, first month free. Also check out the top one sell. Those are the accounts that I'm trading on stream every morning. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys on there tomorrow morning.